Hello, how are you? This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today I have this for us. We're going to be making these. I call these my Poppin Pockets because they're all popped out in the front, and I have them in several sizes. So we're going to be doing two sizes today. I'm going to do one in regular cardstock with mats, and then I'm going to do one in a double-sided cardstock without a mat. And as always, all of the measurements and all of the mat sizes and everything is all going to be in the description box below. Okay, so we're going to make a small one, we're going to make this medium one, and then we're going to make this large one. And here's something that's really cool. If you want to do these ahead, because they have so much room, you can stack them one inside the other, and then you can put these in with all of your ephemera and take it out and just dress it up when you need to. So I'm going to get out everything that we need to get started. We're going to get started making the small one. So we'll do the small one with the mats first, and then we'll do the medium one out of regular double-sided cardstock, okay? So give me a second. I'm going to get out a supply list for you for the first one, and I'll be right back. Okay, supplies. Trimmer, scoring tools, corner rounder is optional. You're going to want some adhesive. I'm going to be using glue and tape on this. Some scissors, and then you're going to want a couple of pieces of cardstock here, or one piece of cardstock and a piece of decorated paper. The cardstock has to be big enough to cut a square that is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and your scrap paper needs to be bigger than like right around at least 3 by 3. Okay, so we're going to get started with the first cut here, which is at 5 1/4. We're going to turn it. We're going to go 5 1/4 the other way. All right. That's our cutting for now. We'll put this away. And we're going to get out the scoreboard. Now, since this is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, it doesn't matter which way we put it in the scoreboard, but we are going to score this at 3 inches, and we're not going to do one big jab score. We're going to do this a couple, 2-3 times lightly, and that is going to make it so that we're not cracking or tearing the paper, okay? Then we're going to turn this 90 degrees, and it doesn't matter, which way we turn it. The marks are all going to be the same. We're going to go at 3/8, which is right between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. And then we're going to go at 3/4 of an inch. Again, we're going to do these a couple of times each to, make them easy. And then 1 1/8. And then we're going to come all the way over to the other side. We're going to go to 4 1/8. 2 or 3 light passes. Okay. Then we're going to go to 4 1/2. And then 4 7/8, which is 1 mark before the 5. Okay. That's it. That's all we're going to do. Now we are going to do some cutting here. So we're going to get our scissors out. We're going to do our folding and our burnishing on just that 3-inch line. And you're going to see that one side of this is longer than the other. On the longer side, that's the part we're going to cut. So we're going to cut down just inside the score line. And then we're going to cut this way. But when we cut this away, we're going to actually come down just a hair below the score line. Just a little bit below the score line. So, I'm going to grab my pencil. So here's my score line, okay? And I'm going to come just below the score line to make my cut, okay? Put this where you guys can see. See? So I'm going to go just below my score line, and then I'm going to come just on the inside of this one down. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I have a little bit of room when I go to fold this up, okay? So at this point, if you want to round corners, now would be a good time. okay? This we can get rid of, we don't need it. And these little flaps over here, this is what we're gonna do. Where your crease is coming up, that's the way we're gonna fold. And we're gonna fold the inside one first. If I can pick this up, here we go. So we're gonna fold it in, and then on the next one we're gonna fold it back, and then the outside one goes in. Okay, so we're fan folding. Hills and valleys. Use my bone folder here to press this down. Now, I'm going to decorate this one. So I'm going to be cutting a piece for this back part. I'm not going to worry about the front of the pocket because that I'm going to decorate with something else, but I want to do the back inside here. Excuse me. So for this piece, I'm going to cut a piece that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right. So let me get my trimmer, and we'll go 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to round my corners on this. And that's going to go right there. Now, if I want to ink this, now would be the time to do so. And I'll just put a little bit on here. I don't have to ink the bottom because it's going to be inside the pocket. Now, I can tape this down if I want to because it's not stress, or I can glue it. But I'm going to, for the sake of time, I'll use glue. And then I'm just going to line this up right there. And then these little flaps, now if you want to, you can take a piece of really narrow double-sided tape and put it on the outside of the flap. And what this is going to do is this is going to give you instant grab. And I'll do that on both sides. And then I'm going to put my glue here on the inside. And then I'm just going to peel up the corners. Of my tape. And then I'm going to fold this in. I'm just going to hold it for a second. Now the tape's going to automatically grab, but I want to make sure that my glue is well adhered. So I can go in here with my bone folder and just kind of press that down. Okay, so that's the first one. And like I said, I'm going to do a little decorating on it, so I'm not really worried about the front. Now, this is a very small pocket, so I don't really need to put a finger tab on here if I don't want to. You can if you want to, but I just don't see a reason since it's so small. I'm going to move stuff out of the way, and I'm going to get out the larger scoreboard, and we're going to go ahead and get started on the next one, which is going to be done with double-sided cardstock. Okay, so let me get that supply list. Pretty much all the same except for the double-sided cardstock, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is the same. Scoring tools, scoreboard, corner rounder, scissors, glue, tape, pencil, the whole nine yards. The only thing that's different is the paper, and the paper on this one is 6 1/4 by 9. So we're going to turn this and put this so that our 9-inch piece goes across the top. And we're going to score this at 3 3/4. Again, nice, light, easy score lines, okay? Then we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to make some more scores. Again, we're going to start on the same one on this side. It's going to be at 3/8, which is the third mark in. Then we're going to go at 3/4 of an inch and 1 inch and 1/8. And then we're going to come over to the other side, and on the other side we're going to go at 5 1/8, 5 1/2, and 5 7/8, which is one mark before the 6. Okay? Now we're all done. I'm going to go ahead and move the scoreboard out of the way, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to drop the camera down so you can get a much better view of this, and I'm going to walk you through putting this one together. Okay? Right back. First thing, obviously, we're going to do some folding. So, this is a valley. We're going to go ahead and fold up. Okay? And then we're going to be cutting off these long parts again. So once again, just inside the score line, just below the fold, and across. And same thing on the other side, just below the fold, down that long score line, okay? Don't need that. We have our piece that comes up. We're going to be doing the same fold here, in and out, in and out, in and out. Bone folder. Now this one we're going to do just a little bit different, okay? I want to add a detail to this. So I have a border punch. If you've been making your border punches by putting your paper in and punching it and then lining up all these little holes, you're doing it wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our border punch and we're going to put it on our paper in the middle, and we're going to punch. Okay? Now, we're not going to match this up to the thing, so what we're going to do is we're going to match it to the punch itself. So I'm going to put this back in, and I'm going to match up what I've already punched, the last one. I'm going to match it up to the rest of my paper. I'm going to punch, and I'm going to come over and do that one more time. And then I'm going to go the other way. I know, so weird, right? Okay. Making sure that my paper's all the way in. I'm going to line up my previous punch. Punch this. I'm going to move it over, making sure that I've got it all lined up. Yeah. My last one lined up here. Look, all done, right? And I didn't screw anything up. I don't have any double punches. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of these pieces on the end though, because I don't need these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of chomp that down, take that off. All right, that's the part I need right there. So then we're going to fold these back in. Tape, glue, adhere, round corners, ink. Okay. So tape goes on the very outside here. And I don't have to do any mitering of the corner here because we've cut off the detail part at the top and we cut a little bit more than we needed to on the side at the bottom. So we don't have to, you know, do all that extra fancy stuff. All right. Press, press, pull it up. Pull it up. Glue. Glue. Up. Let's make sure we get that in there. And that everything's lined up nicely. There we go. Around some corners. And that's it. Now I can dress it up with a little bit of ephemera, put some ink on here if I want to do, you know, if I want to ink my edge, I can ink my edge. I can add a little bit of something to decorate. All right, so I am going to clear my table and get these out, and I'll be right back to show you what they look like when they're all finished. Okay, right back. Okay, so here are our sweet little pockets. These are the two that I made on camera, and so we've got, you know, that beautiful finish here and a nice big deep pocket that complements because it's made from a double-sided cardstock. And this is the original one that I did to test it, and again, it's just a piece of double-sided cardstock, and you know, I did the top here just to make sure that I liked the detail. And then these are the little ones. This is the original one that I did. These actually go in my ephemera book, and then this is the one that we just did together, and I just did a little cluster on there with some shimmery stuff just so that, you know, popped out a little bit. But that's it. That's all I have for you. Listen, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 11, 12, and 1 across the country, 8 o'clock over in Hawaii. And I post videos Mondays, Wednesdays, and any other time I feel like it, really. I have 3 things going on in 2022. My first thing I have is my Love Bug tags. If you would like to participate in Love Bug tag, let me know and I'll be happy to send you some. And you can go ahead and design one yourself. And I also have free classes going on in all of 2022. So if you want information on those, best way to do that is when you ring that bell and you subscribe. Make sure that you select the all notifications, and that way you get notified as soon as those videos get uploaded. And I also have my 12 of 22 journal challenge. If you'd like more information on that, please go to the description box below. There's a link that'll take you to a nice little slideshow, tell you everything you need to know. Until I see you again, stay well. Bye-bye.